Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Cecil Fuego here
to do a new series of comic reviews for you guys. And just to set it up, one of our absolute favorite horror movies, my absolute favorite horror movie period, is John Carpenter's The Thing from 82.
It's pretty good. Right? Yes, I believe it is 82. 81 or 82. Somewhere.
One of those two.
Somewhere in
so
that vicinity.
Apparently, and I found this out because of you guys, the viewers, while I was on a live stream, I believe, playing a game or something, someone said, hey, oh no, it was a live stream, the commentary that we were doing. Fuego went to the bathroom and someone told me about these Thing books. Mm-hmm. So I went on Amazon and purchased them. And someone made a comment like, one host is in the bathroom, the other host is shopping. Great stream. But what I was purchasing were these. So there are going to be 5 episodes in this series of comic reviews, you guys. And let me explain why. So there are a bunch of different series. So the first one that we're going to be reviewing in this episode is The Thing from Another World. It's a 2-issue Dark Horse series. This is a direct sequel to the John Carpenter film.
24 hours later.
Indeed. Now, that series had a sequel series that was 4 issues called The Thing from Another World, Climate of Fear.
Direct sequel, picks up right after this one does and just rolls with a different artist and writer, though, to keep in mind. So
we will be reviewing that in a separate episode. Mm-hmm. The next one is the final series in this sequel trilogy. Mm-hmm. This is Dark Horse's The Thing from Another World, Eternal Vows. Mm-hmm. So this is the third part, continuing the story. I'm not going to say if anyone that we know survives, but I will say that 2-issue series we're about to get into has both McCready and Childs in it. So it's exciting. And then finally, the next one we're going to be reviewing is the 4-issue Dark Horse Comics Presents series. This 4 issues, 13 to 16, had one single story in it, The Thing from Another World, Questionable Research.
And that's the thing about the Dark Horse comic stuff, is where it's like 3 different stories from different properties. Mm-hmm. And so this is probably, 2 issues worth of full storytelling, all kind of spread across 4 different entries.
Yeah, it's 4 8-page issues, so it's one oversized issue. One oversized issue. Okay. But it's its own separate sequel to the John Carpenter movie. Mm-hmm. So we definitely wanted to get into that. And then finally, and the last episode will be this one, focusing on this, which is the very first printing in graphic form of an adaptation of the original story that the Thing movies were based on.
Yeah, 1938 novella of all things, and then that was the first graphic interpretation of it.
Called Who Goes There?
Indeed, yes.
And it is from 78, this one, so it is pre-John Carpenter's The Thing.
And with that in mind, we've even been discussing that we should probably, if we're going to do all of this Thing coverage, we should probably do the original 1951 movie, and then we should probably... I mean, hell, I still want to check out the video game that was on the Xbox, man.
There's no way to do that, though.
Yeah,
so.
Well, I mean, who knows, man.
So, yeah. If you still have an Xbox, then...
I do.
Yeah.
I have a 360, and it's got backwards compatibility with that particular game.
All right. Well, do you have... Okay.
Yeah,
well, no, if the Xbox has backwards compatibility, I can just put it on mine. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It is at least with a 360. I don't know about a 1.
Well, I have a 360 still, so we can still do it.
I would love
All right. So, and the other one is this. It was a digital comic only called The Thing, The Northman Nightmare, written by Steve Niles, the same man behind the 30 Days of Night series. So that is going to be the Thing comic book review series. We're starting with these right here.
Nice.
The Thing from Another World, number 1 and 2 of 2. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, it's a quick little double shot, and as we mentioned at the very beginning of this, it takes place 24 hours after everything has gone down at the end of the John Carpenter film. So, essentially, McCready wakes up, and he has been rescued by some Chinese freighter kind of people of sorts, and he wakes up and they're just he is trying to figure out how the hell he is first and foremost found, and they said, oh, somebody dragged you across the ice and just left you in the path where we could discover you. Mm-hmm. And then he immediately assumes, he's like, oh, well, he must be infected, because if I'm not infected, he has to have been infected. Mm-hmm. Well, why would he drag me to safety? And so you're really kind of wondering the motivation, and we have seen a cognizance from this creature before to do certain things and not just pounce and kill initially, try to have that whole kind of wily thing or whatever. Anyway, speed up the process, he decides to go back to that base, 31?
Outpost 31. And
Outpost 31, yeah.
just real quick, just to give proper credit. So this
because
script
the art
was
is
written
so good.
by Chuck Farrer, and the art was by John Higgins, with the letters by Richard Starkings, and edits by Randy Stradley, and the title logo by Stephen Birch. So yeah, you can see there's a little bit of a lead up. It tells the entire story of John Carpenter's The Thing, and then now it picks up right where it left off. So go ahead and continue.
Yeah, it very awesomely brings you up to speed, and we'll get into the art at some. Well, hell,
I'll show it while you're talking, but go ahead.
I have to mention how amazing this artwork is, especially after taking a peek at some of the later little limited series that they did for this property. My God, hands down, this is the most detailed. It's almost like a painted kind of style.
There's McCready.
Another Dark Horse property that was adapted around this same time was the second Aliens book. So there was book 1 and book 2 by Mark Verheiden, and the art in this is very similar to book 2, where it is just a richly, almost painted-looking style, and it lends
painted.
Yeah, it lends itself very, very well to this. I mean, that's what you got to show, obviously. So he gets back to 31, and he starts investigating around, trying to see if anything is left alive.
And burning any remnants.
Any remnants, period, because he has he is kind of determined. He's like, it doesn't matter if it's dead. It's not dead, because any personal contact somebody could come in with
one cell.
Exactly.
That's all it takes.
All that it takes, and it happens in the first issue, so we should at least say there is a Navy SEALs rescue team led by this one guy who becomes kind of a rival/ally of McCready's pretty quickly. They come to investigate and see what the hell happened, and somebody goes to just touch a carcass, and it just starts the ordeal once again, and they shoot down a helicopter that's coming to assist them with the rescue, and so there's a couple bodies that they start dragging through the ice to this Argentinian outpost, because they realize that's the closest bit of like sanctuary they have at their disposal, where they would hopefully be welcomed with slightly open arms. And they're dragging these two injured guys, and there's no telling who is infected and who is not. So it's the head of the Navy SEALs team, whose name's eluding me, but I'm sure it's somewhere in there. But it's basically him and McCready who have been butting heads since they initially tried to take him into custody when they find him there, because they think he's the one who killed all these people at 31. And you know, he tries to explain the situation, and nobody believes him until the one guy who touched the thing then proceeds to shoot down the copter, and they kill him. And it's cool, man. It just makes me wonder how much I should go into in the second issue, because there is.
Don't go into a huge amount, but yeah, you can say some, because
should
people
I at least see who he runs.
These aren't that expensive to get, guys. You can spend $20-$25 and get both of these issues easy.
It makes me wonder if
eBay.
These two were ever collected in a small trade. Probably not.
I don't know. Like I had to purchase these in separate.
This.
Yeah, I had to purchase these in separate things. I think it cost me, for all of these thing books combined, I think it probably cost me about $100.
All of them.
For all of it, total.
All of the different series.
Everything that I just showed you guys. These two and all of this, a total of about $100.
Yeah, so the two
not that bad if you're a Thing fan.
Yeah, and the two issues we're discussing here came out in '92. And the one thing I do have to mention, as I did a little research after reading this little two-shot, is that Carpenter in 1999, I believe it is, shortly before they started development on the prequel to The Thing, he did say that while there were no plans for a sequel, if he was going to do one, he thought the script from the guy who did this comic book, who wrote it, was strong enough that he would personally prefer to just adapt these two issues, beef up the story a little bit, because he thought it was that solid, what they put together. So yes, they head towards that Argentinian outpost. That's also in, is it Antarctic or Antarctic? Okay,
yeah.
Well, because I was like, is it Arctic or is it Antarctic? You know, which
I think it's the Antarctic.
Yeah, which pole they were on essentially. But yeah, they get there, and there is some stuff with a submarine. There is a reemergence of the creature or at least a different iteration of the creature.
Well, and at the break,
this is where I don't want to spoil
Childs reemerge. So Childs shows up.
That's what I was trying not to spoil.
Well,
That's why I wasn't
course.
sure if
McCready
I should
and Childs, yeah, they're both in it.
I just didn't know. So the beginning of issue 2.
Issue 2, they are catching up, and McCready is trying to grill Childs as to how he's still alive.
That's
and
what I wasn't sure if I should spoil.
No,
that's where
I mean,
I was just like, should
part
I
of the
say?
conflict of the comic.
At the beginning of 2.
That's what's so great about this.
Yeah.
These two issues are the follow-up. It's more McCready's and Childs, or McCready and Childs, so you can see how things play out.
Yeah, and there's more blood testing that goes down, trying to figure out who's who, and
look at that gorgeous artwork.
The artwork in these 2 issues is some of the awesomest that I've seen. Dark Horse in the early 90s had so many of these properties, man. Between Terminator, between Predator, between Alien, between The Thing, between Indiana Jones. I mean, they were doing terrific licensed property work around this era, man. And damn, I mean, there's a Terminator Hunters and Killers advertisement on the back. They were doing great stuff with the Terminator comics around this time too. So, I don't know if we should really mention how the back half of this second issue goes down.
But there is an answer to the question that everyone has at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Who might
be
still infected?
Yeah.
There is an answer given at the end of this book, and I was very happy with the answer, though. I was very happy with it. So yeah, here we go. Big splash page for the submarine.
Yeah, that's where they're going into this.
It's just really good stuff, guys.
And it's awesome the way they write the submarine bit, because of the fact that the creature has expanded to such a large size that it weighs down the sub and it drops down in depth this was a great book, neat. Dude. This was a really good book.
Yeah, I loved it. I was so happy with the purchase, and thank you to the viewer that told me about it during that live stream that we did. It might have actually been the commentary for The Thing, I imagine, where they were
That's what you said initially, was that you were pretty sure it was when I went to the restroom, and there was
Well, it was, but I knew it was a commentary. I didn't put together that it was The Thing commentary. That would make the most sense. So, yeah, this is a awesome 2-issue sequel to the movie. And it ends in such a way that it leaves something open, and that's where it's going to pick up in the next 4-issue series, The Thing, Climate of Fear. So Fuego hasn't quite finished that yet, so we're going to be reviewing that next time along with the other ones. So look forward to more Thing comic reviews coming forward. And
the story behind the video game, just to mention really briefly, because I want to play it so badly, because it's about people aside from our main characters going back to Outpost 31 like a significant amount of time later, as opposed to 24 hours later, where McCready and other people, from the first film could have still been there remnants of people besides those 2 at this particular point. But yeah, man, awesome comic. I love the hell out of it, and I'm so glad that you decided to go on this kick and get all these continuations, man.
Me too. So yeah, this was a great book. The story was awesome. The art speaks for itself.
Massively.
Fuego covered a lot of the ground, so there's not much more for me to add outside of the fact that I just really adored it. I've always been the person that's why we can do these tier ranking lists that went up on the channel recently, because I've seen all the entries to all of these horror franchises, so I can make educated, statements about them. And I love The Thing, and I love knowing everything about The Thing story that's out there. All of these are just sequels that just didn't make it to screen. You know what I mean? And I love that.
I'm so with you there, man, because there's so many properties, whether it's reading a Dark Horse Aliens continuation or reading a Stranger Things novel. If it's a property I love and it's just giving you additional information that's in continuity, in canon, in context, bring it, man, because if I adore it and am that enthralled, I want to know everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
For sure. So there you go, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Let us know in the comments down below, what did you think of this episode? Are you going to be seeking out these Thing comic books yourself?
Sure.
I'd be curious what you guys think about this. But thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button and subscribe if you want to make sure you don't miss any more of these Thing issue reviews going forward.
Because I don't want to miss a thing.
Oh, God. I hate how much that worked. All right, so thank you very much to our patrons as well for supporting the channel. If you want to become a patron, you can click that link in the description box down below and tell us what movies and or comics you may want us to review.
Tell us what to do.
So thank you very much. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
And Gracias, Fuego.
And remember, stay scared.